So a million seller, it means a movie has sold a million copies on Blu-ray plus DVD. So top selling video titles, 10 movies had it. Technically 11 and 12. So because Dumbo, obviously we have a whole month since Dumbo has come out. Whole month, and I bet Dumbo has sold 70,000 more copies since then. So that means, and Mary Poppins has definitely sold 600 more copies. So these are the 12 movies that have currently sold 1 million. Shazam, add Shazam to that list as well. Shazam hasn't been updated yet, but Shazam sold 600,000 copies on its first week, as well. And also, Mary Poppins Returns hasn't been updated for its actually for its DVD sales, because if you look at the DVD sales, Dumbo is actually at 971 copies. So basically, Mary Poppins Returns is at 1 million copies already. Oh yeah, 1 million copies. Um, it definitely sold more than 1,000 copies, making it on the list. They haven't updated DVD one. They probably just added it. So top selling movies. So we have 12 movies because Dumbo was probably in not the week after this week. So first movie we have is Shazam. Definitely going to make the list. Shazam has not been updated for its DVD sales. What the DVD sales was updated at 600,000. So that means Shazam will be the 13th film of the year. I actually am thinking if Venom does well on Black Friday, like 150,000 copies, Venom will do enough to at least $1 million mark. Um, so that means there are 14 movies, excluding any surprises like, of course, Hocus Pocus, Malone also selling 1 million copies last year, and other movies that usually sell well around the holidays. I think another movie that will probably pass 1 million by the end of the year is the Lego Movie second part. Even though I'm saying it's underperforming, it'll still probably inch its way towards 1 million. So that makes it so Shazam 13, Venom 14, Lego Movie 2 15. So that's 15. Um, and I don't know if the Mule will make it at the end of the year. So there's 15 movies this year that will pass 1 million, and I think Halloween will probably pass 1 million once it gets closer to the actual holiday of Halloween, making that 16. And the Lion King, no, it will probably be one, not the old one, the remake will be 17. Aladdin's gonna sell 1 million. Toy Story 4 and Spider-Man Far From Home. That's already 20 movies. Already 20 movies. Well, I don't want to see that ad, because if you look at the because if you look at the I'm just go over the box office mojo. Box office mojo. Um, so we have excluding the okay, so we have 16, we have 12, 13, 14, 15, and Shazam is 16 movies. So 16 movies. So let's look at the worldwide movies. So Endgame 17, The Lion King 18, Far From Home 19, Aladdin 20, Toy Story 4 21. These are obviously movies that are going to make the charts. Okay, that's very easy. These movies are gonna pass 1 million copies by the end of the year. Because they'll go at least before the holidays. Endgame's go definitely is already out. Definitely these movies are going to make it. Captain Marvel already made because that came out in spring. Next movie is Detective Pikachu. 22 Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu is probably will make the obviously is gonna make the list. Detective Pikachu is easily Pokemon is popular. Everybody loves Pokemon. Easy 1 million copies. 23 Godzilla King of the Monsters. I can definitely if this movie will definitely pass 1 million copies in video. Okay, if Dumbo could. So can Godzilla. Godzilla will definitely reach a million copies. So that's 22 movies. Secret Life of Pets 2, kids will probably want to see this. Not all kids could go to the theaters. Um, so this appeals towards all audiences. We'll probably pass a million. That's around 23. So 24, obviously John Wick 3. Oh, of course it's gonna reach a million. If John Wick 3 will definitely reach a million. This is actually the best-selling John Wick yet. And especially going by its domestic gross, it's probably gonna sell 2 million alone. Because it's a John Wick movie. 24 million, 24, and 25. If it comes out, it'll definitely come out before the end of the year. It's Hobbs and Shaw will probably inch its way towards a million copies because we all know that Fast and the Furious is the most overrated franchise on Earth, and it'll likely sell millions just because it has Fast and the Furious on the cover. That's how this franchise works. And then number 25. Okay, wait, that's 25. So what? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So 27 is Alita Battle Angel. Alita's definitely probably gonna sell a million copies by the end of the year. Um, they even admitted that Alita is actually selling well on the Blu-ray. So yes, Alita will probably make it to a million copies before the end of the year. Probably 2 million. Leaning towards 2 million. And then we have two more films that will likely make the list. Dark Phoenix and Man Back International will probably inch their way towards a million copies, especially if they put them on C for Black Friday. These are the 50-50 chance, so I'm not going to really include them. Plus, just include them for fun, for make it more interesting, so 27 and 28. So, and the last movie we have is Rocket Man. I think no, they're not Rocket Man. The last movie we have is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Okay, so this movie is probably going to break a million copies on Blu-ray by the end of the year. Tarantino movies are very popular, and this movie actually made more money than Alita Battle Angel did. And I'm saying that's gonna reach a million copies. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is definitely going to make the list of best-selling movies. The Upside didn't, but I can probably guarantee this. Probably by the end of the year, will probably reach a million copies because of Quentin Tarantino's following on the internet and how well his movies do as well. So that's around 27, 28 movies that will probably sell a million copies by the end of the year, a million plus copies. I'm assuming these movies here will probably all sell 2 to 4 to probably even 5 million copies. Endgame, I'm probably gonna think it's gonna sell 5 million copies. The Lion King will probably sell 4 million copies by the end of the year because that's how big the Lion King is. And I have one more. The original Lion King will probably reach a million copies by the end of the year. Um, they haven't really updated the Lion King sales as well. It probably is more towards the 400,000, especially because of the Lion King remake. It's probably gonna push it to a million copies as well. So that's basically around 30 movies, which puts us exactly around the same time. And including a few more surprises, which is around 30 to 30, 31 to 33 movies. And you can see here, Blade Runner sold 1.2 million copies. And that movie goes similar to Alita as well. So Alita will probably I think Alita will probably sell a million copies by the end of the year. And I will be shocked if it doesn't. But I think Alita will probably be more towards here, which will shock everybody because more towards Solo, which, and especially if people keep spreading the word about Alita, about how great the movie is. Kind of like Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. The movie was projected to flop. I'm comparing Alita to Spider-Man to Spider-Verse. This movie was actually projected to flop, lose money for Sony, but the Spider-Man fans who went to the movie and loved the movie, decided to sell this for everyone, make everybody see Spider-Verse, make them see it. This is not gonna sell a million. That does tell me Palms will not sell a million, but Spider-Verse is now it's still the world's grossing Spider-Man movie, but of course fans of Spider-Man made sure it wasn't a financial failure, and probably the sequel will probably sell way more than the first one. Especially after all the people are going to now see it on Blu-ray, and all the fans are going to go get it on Blu-ray, and people are going to see it online and stuff, and on TV and everywhere else. And that's it. And that's the same thing that's us Alita fans are doing to make sure you see Alita. Same thing Spider-Man fans did with Spider-Verse. It's nothing really controversial. Spider-Man fans did, and now this movie is like a massive success. This movie will probably be considered a cult classic in the following year, Spider-Man: The Spider-Verse. I won't be surprised if this movie has a cult following already. It has a production budget of 90 million. I was even saying this movie was gonna flop. Like, this is not gonna make enough money. It's just after when it's opening, because this movie actually barely opened over Dark Phoenix. But if you look at its box office, um, this is what the word of mouth can do to a movie. And also, it did help that it came out during the holidays, which made the movie definitely do way more money. But the word of mouth definitely helped this movie in the long run, and that's what Alita can do as well. And this movie will probably sell 2 to 3 million copies by the end of the year. Um, Especially on Black Friday, it'll probably sell like 350,000 copies alone. And that's basically it. So Alita is similar to this movie, Spider-Verse. A movie that was projected to be a financial failure because it's an animated movie. Nobody really cares about animated movies. Only kids go see that. These movies, it's obviously only kids go see. Or we're going to go see Spider-Verse. And it was actually doing as in line with the animated movies. But then the movie that started skyrocketing in sales and started doing really well. It's also one of the top movies domestically. And it wasn't really an international hit either. Spider-Verse. Alita was more international hit than Spider-Verse was. But Spider-Verse and Alita are 2 movies, and that so that word of mouth can definitely make a film a box office success.